Good afternoon. I'm Wendy Petrie, and this is your afternoon news fix for Wednesday, the 8th of April. Iran says it'll allow ships through the Strait of Hormuz as part of a 10-point ceasefire proposal with the US. Pakistan's offered to host talks with US President Donald Trump, withdrawing threats to obliterate Iran, and both sides agreeing to a 2-week pause in hostilities. Global oil prices have since plunged below $100 a barrel. Israel says it supports the decision to suspend all strikes against Iran, but the ceasefire doesn't include Lebanon, as Pakistan earlier claimed. The BBC's David Willis says Iran suggesting traffic through the strait will be subject to its military approval.
That does seem to suggest that the Iranians are still in control and tend to remain in control of that vital waterway.
Prime Minister Chris Luxon says New Zealand's happy the Strait of Hormuz could open and hopes the ceasefire will hold.
While it's too early to comment on the specifics of today's developments, the prospect of a ceasefire is something that we acknowledge because, frankly, New Zealand welcomes all efforts which bring us towards a lasting, durable end to this conflict.
The Reserve Bank says events in the Middle East are materially altering New Zealand's economic outlook. It's today opted to keep the official cash rate on hold at 2.25%. Business reporter Michael Sergel runs through the thinking.
All 6 Monetary Policy Committee members agreed with today's decision, which matched expectations. They say the Iran war is significantly disrupting global supply chains. The committee says that's forcing prices up and weakening growth, but they can't say how long or intense those impacts will be.
Air New Zealand says its jet fuel bill has more than doubled since the Iran war began. Chief Executive Nikhil Ravichandkar has outlined the impact of rocketing fuel prices in an email to customers. Kate Rickard has more.
The company's fuel bill has surged from about $4 million a day to $8.5 million, with jet fuel rising from about $85 a barrel 6 weeks ago to more than $200. Air New Zealand uses about 22,000 barrels a day, but says it's actively trying to manage costs. It's announced 4% of flights in May and June are being cut across domestic and international services.
Legal action against Conservation Minister's overhaul of stewardship land on the South Island's west coast. Tama Potaka reclassified hundreds of thousands of hectares of land in December. Rosie Leishman reports.
Forest and Bird and the Environmental Defence Society have filed judicial review proceedings in the High Court. They're challenging 99 of Potaka's decisions, saying he failed to protect ecologically significant public conservation land without the required legal reasoning. Forest and Bird's Nikki Snowyink says his moves leave high-value places vulnerable.
To sport, and Crusaders duo Cody Taylor and Will Jordan have both been ruled out of their 2-game swing in Australia with hamstring and calf injuries respectively. Damien McKenzie returns at 10 for the Chiefs as they face Moana Pacifica. Kiwi golfer Ryan Fox expects firm and fast conditions heading into the 90th edition of the Masters ahead of getting underway on Friday morning. And New South Wales utility Connor Watson has been granted permission to leave the Sydney Roosters and negotiate with other NRL clubs. I'm Wendy Petrie. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.